Hello and thank you for your interest in the upcoming project on Governor's Drive or North Dakota 18 in Casselton. This is a North Dakota DOT project completed in conjunction with the Federal Highway Administration and the City of Casselton. Moore Engineering is a consultant engineer hired to design the project. The project is along Governor's Drive from 37th Street Southeast to Cottonwood Drive, consisting of a 10-foot wide concrete path, a pedestrian bridge crossing Swan Creek, and pedestrian highway crossing systems. The in-person public input meeting is on Thursday, November 2nd from 6 to 8 p.m. This presentation will cover an introduction, purpose and need for the project, the proposed improvements, project phasing, project process and environmental clearances, project costs and funding, closing, and directions for comments. My name is Dylan Dunn, project engineer from Moore Engineering. Please complete the sign-in sheet at the bottom of the previous webpage for a record of attendees. Also, the optional Title VI Public Participation Survey is to help the North Dakota DOT receive federal funding. The survey includes anonymous responses asking for race, language spoken, and information on communication of this public input meeting to understand the project demographics and best communication tools used for future projects. The purpose of this public input meeting is to solicit public feedback and to answer project questions. We invite public comments and will respond to those comments and concerns. The City of Casselton has expressed a desire for pedestrian and bicycle facilities along Governor's Drive due to the increased pedestrian and bicycle traffic to the south due to a new commercial development and anticipated traffic from the new residential subdivision recently completed. This project aims to provide a safer option than the current option of the highway shoulder, as shown by the photo to the right. This project, especially the bridge, connects the isolated new subdivision to the rest of the city's amenities, such as the school, public parks, and the pool. The project consists of a path along Governor's Drive from 37th Street Southeast to Cottonwood Drive. The planned route is shown to the right and crosses on the north between Cottonwood Drive and Morningside Drive, a pedestrian bridge over Swan Creek along the current highway bridge, and a crossing to the south near 37th Street Southeast. The next few slides show renderings of the project, starting at the north with the crossing between Cottonwood Drive and Morningside Drive, along with the pedestrian bridge over Swan Creek. The next image is of the new Prairie Skies residential subdivision development, the north access along the new 13th Street along the highway. This is a south access into Prairie Skies on 11th Street within Prairie Skies. Looking south down the path just north of S.J. Machine and Ace Hardware. This is 19th Street where the new Dairy Queen is located along with Dollar General next door. And last is the south end crossing between Governor's Inn Water Park and Gordy's Travel Plaza. For the pedestrian bridge, a separate prefabricated steel bridge on the west side of the current highway bridge has been selected. This location capitalizes on the existing retaining wall system, shortening the span distance, reducing the overall cost of the bridge. An option of adding on to the existing highway bridge was explored, but was far more expensive due to the required guardrail upgrades to current safety standards. The highway crossings at the north and the south ends of the project are proposed to include curb bump outs, which shorten crosswalk distances, reducing the exposure time in the roadway for pedestrians, therefore extending protection for the crossing pedestrians. The curb also provides a visual cue to drivers to slow down, leading to a safer crossing. And lastly, the crossing is planned to include rectangular rapid flashing beacons, or RRFBs, that activate the flashing lights with a push button. The Federal Highway Administration research shows that RRFBs can increase motorist yielding rates to pedestrians up to 98%. The picture on the bottom left shows an example of RRFB crossing systems just to the west of Casselton in Mapleton on County Highway 11 through town. The goal is to complete this project in one phase in 2024 as shown to the right. Due to funding constraints, the project might be split into two phases, with phase 1 occurring in 2024 and phase 2 in 2025. This split will be determined at the completion of the environmental document, which is anticipated to be finished this winter. As mentioned, this project is in the environmental document phase and anticipated to complete in early winter. The next phase of this project is final design and bidding, which timing will depend on decisions made within the environmental document phase. Lastly is construction phase, which could be in 2024 and/or 2025. To follow the National Environmental Policy Act of 1970 and ensure all environmental components are explored and cleared, an environmental document is to be created. These components include a cultural resource inventory survey which returned no findings or impacts, threatened and endangered species involving reviewing the presence of any identified critical species affected by the work activities or proximity to protected habitats. All species identified as threatened or endangered were determined to be not present or not affected by the project. A wetland delineation was performed within the project limits. Highway ditch wetlands were delineated and requested to be reviewed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for any regulated wetland impacts or permitting. Right-of-way needs will be identified further into the design process. Temporary construction easements along the path are anticipated for blending out the areas adjacent to the path along with maintaining current drainage patterns. No permanent features will be constructed on private property, and the areas disturbed will be returned to their original condition. Lastly, public input opportunities such as this public input meeting. The public has an opportunity to provide feedback and ask questions about the project. A U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Section 404 permit may be required based on the results of the wetland delineation review. As with any construction project that disturbs more than 1 acre, a North Dakota Department of Environmental Quality stormwater permit would be required by the contractor before construction begins. The current preliminary construction estimate is $2.1 million. The project has been awarded $755,000 in grants, $680,000 from the Federal Highway Administration's Carbon Reduction Program funding. $75,000 is from the Garrison Diversion Conservancy District Matching Recreation Grant. The City of Casselton is pursuing other grant opportunities to reduce the local share. Written statements or comments may be submitted by November 17th to Dylan Dunn, Project Engineer at Moore Engineering at 925 10th Avenue East in West Fargo, or email it to dylan.dunn@mooreengineeringinc.com with public input meeting in the subject line. Thank you for your interest in the Governor's Drive Shared Use Path project through Casselton. A reminder to complete the sign-in sheet and the optional Title VI survey. Thank you.